Marketing Strategy for Authors. Written by Tao Wong. Narrated by Shannon Thompson. Promotional Calendar. Lastly, I want you to build out a promotional calendar. Grab all your books or series and set them down one side. Then, across the top of the calendar columns, the months. Now, you can start inputting the various methods that you're going to use for the various series. Things you want to consider when building a promotional calendar are the danger of overlapping promotions. For example, if you have 3 series, promoting all 3 in the same month will be expensive, creating a huge spike in sales, hopefully, and mess up benchmarks. If you are promoting all 3 series, there is no way to tell if you are gaining fans who might be reading over into other series rather than just stopping at your first series. Ongoing and blast promotions. For example, AMS marketing services, AMS ads, are pretty much ongoing promotional methods. You turn them on, you tweak for optimization, but you shouldn't be turning them off if you're doing well, especially for book ones. On the other hand, newsletter promo sites are often blast promos. The email newsletter goes out, sales spike, but you don't have another promo continuing at the same time. Coinciding promo sales with promo periods. This is pretty basic, but if you have only 5 days for cheap or promo sales, for example, if you are in KU, you need to know when those are when you get them refreshed. Not knowing that can cause problems. New release months and promos set up for those release months. Maybe you have book 4 coming out of your ongoing series. If that's the case, having a promo of book 1 a few days before or during the release of book 4 might make sense to drum up interest and/or drive sales to your books by working with the rank increase. Benchmark months, for example, months where no new promotional opportunities or sales are occurring, are important too. Just because you can run promos all the time doesn't mean you should. It can be just as useful and important to have a few quiet months so that you can benchmark what your new base of sales are. This is important as well if you've started turning on a lot of ongoing promotions and know that they are doing okay, but aren't sure what your base sales are without blast promotions, without releases, etc. Having a few quiet months can give you that period where you can tell that your new base is $2,000 on that $300 ad spend. Seasonal or annual bias and other events. You might want to consider how certain periods can affect your sales. Certain books sell better during the summer months, others in winter. You can also check against the promos that trad publishers do. Often they gear up towards the fall or winter season, so it might be better to avoid it depending on your genre, etc. Heck, even your competitors in the niche might be important. If there's a single dominant author, you might want to avoid releasing when they do. Lastly, you'll want to consider cash flow when creating your promos. If you have low or high sales months, for example, release months, you might want to consider how that'll affect your ability to pay for your promotions, as well as what you can do to bolster low sales months up and generate a more consistent flow of revenue. That is, if you want or care about that. By the way, along with the promotional calendar, I also use a simple Google Calendar that is much more specific about changes. I might put on the Google Calendar the date I put something on pre-order, the date I change a blurb, the date I switched up my ad copy, or when I started A/B testing multiple ads. Having both a general calendar and specific calendars are important, especially when you start looking 3 or 4 years in the future.